Okay, hello there. This is Scott Schubert, and today is April the 6th, 2018, and there's something that is very important that you might want to see regarding cryptocurrencies. And I've been reading financial markets for about 12 years and have a unique way of reading financial markets using a combination of things that I've learned over the years, such as partly using what's called Elliott wave, but the way that most people use Elliott wave is lacking some very key aspects to how you read the market, because it tends to be overly focused on mechanical counting of things. And the markets are much more based on an organic formation, that they may have certain shapes and certain numbers of waves and so forth, but it's less about the counting of the waves and much more about identifying a known shape, much like seeing the species of a plant. When you're looking at different leaves of plants and so forth, you can tell the way certain ones are shaped. And you can certainly do that in the financial markets, and I find it absolutely fascinating and a lot of fun. And one of the things that I notice here is that this is Ethereum, and I think that Ethereum and Neo are a little more clear in their patterns compared to Bitcoin, and that all of the cryptocurrencies have the same turns common among all of them. They're all turning and going up and down simultaneously together. The shapes that they make after they turn can be different depending on which ones are stronger, more bullish, and so forth, but the actual turns are pretty much lined up. Now, this was supposed to be a correction, and it has really gone way past the point of looking like a correction. And a normal correction has this shape, and then an ABC correction kind of has a shape like that. And this has gone way past that point, and it actually has more of the shape of a trend. And I wonder if it's possible that when you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if on the weekly or the monthly, this whole thing could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A, and then go up and make a B for a long period of time, then go down and make a C and be a long period of time for the actual full correction to be over. And I don't know that, but what I do know is what we have on the charts right here. And one of the things that I've learned looking for a long period of time at the Forex market is that whenever you have a shape that resembles a trend, and the third wave is shorter, and then the fifth wave is way longer, that in almost every case there will just be more waves, because that's shaped like a wave 3, even if it's not the third wave. And that's what actually happens, and I have observed this. But notice something else, that there's another clue that different types of pairs and equities have their own characteristic type of formation, and often they tend to repeat it. And look over here, I just realized that's what I thought was going to happen back here. I knew that this was going to turn right here. I knew that that was going to turn right there, but I actually thought that it would make another wave and go up again because of that wave being long, and it didn't do that. And I was just thinking that about these also. Because I was thinking that this wave is too long, and because it's too long, it will probably make another wave and go down again. But then I just realized that's what it did when it was going up. And check this out, that this is supposed to be a correction, but it's more like a 5-wave pattern, and the shape is definitely more like a trend. And if that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you start looking at the details inside of the 5, and there are plenty of waves there. And it's looking like it's getting closer and closer to a turning point for the end of that trend. So that is on the daily end. Daily is a very important time frame, whether or not you're trading on that time frame, to be able to read what the market is doing. When you get down here to the 4-hour, so on the 4-hour you can see all these waves and clearly forming the normal natural shape of a trend, and looking like it's getting closer and closer to the final end of the trend. So if that wave, if the whole trend here that we have on this time frame comes to an end, then that would be possibly the end of the entire correction for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin could be about to make a significant turn going up for a while. And I don't know that it would go up back up to continue the uptrend or form a great big ABC of B going up that would then, like I was saying before, something like that, with this being what we actually have right now on the weekly and those time frames. So those of you who follow what I do have noticed that I have identified every one of the turning points for short entries on Bitcoin for the last 3 months or so, and this point right here identified smack right on the nail right there. Also, you can look back at some of my previous videos where this is documented that these points were identified right smack on the dot. More recently, identified this point right on that dot, not other places, just that point. And this point right here as another place to go short. And if you can see the places we identified to enter trades, it's almost flawless. This point identified, this point was identified as a short, and just yesterday I uploaded a video where I identified this point as a place to go short. No other places, just those places. It's flawless. And now, this is Bitcoin. And this is supposed to be a correction, but it has taken the shape of a trend, and that's why it may be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. We don't know that for sure yet, but now there is a near perfectly shaped trend inside of here. I wish that more people could see these things. I try to show it to them, and I trade based on it, and it gives excellent results. And I can show all the details of how you can see this stuff and the ways that you can refine your ability to see this stuff so that it becomes not just a kind of a vague thing, but a very precise kind of a thing that you can know from previous study how markets behave. But man, this is really getting close to a potential turning point. And so I'm putting it out there now today, and we'll see what happens. See if I can get this uploaded before it actually happens. And I've never said before that there is going to be a turning point on Bitcoin since it turned up here. And I didn't get into this long or any of that. Didn't get into that. I did not buy there or there. But now I'm saying that this is very close to a potential turning point to probably at the minimum go up about this much. If it's going to make a B and then go back down again, with this being an A. But it's possible that many times a correction can take the form of a trend, and then just the trend can continue up like that and keep on going, maybe even make new highs at some point. So have fun. I am not recommending or advising any trades. I don't give trading advice, and trading is risky. Make sure you don't trade with money you can't afford to lose, and consult your financial advisor before you trade. Trading is risky, but if you do decide to trade, enjoy it, and just don't get stressed out, but just enjoy the process. Have an excellent day, and I'll talk to you later.